Alright, it's time to do the scariest thing of all. Actually be honest about some things. What up, my friends? It's me, Mr. Squid Whiskers, and today I want to talk, well, mostly, first of all, this is going to be a celebration of 3,000 subscribers on the channel. That is crazy. About this same time last year, I had, like, under 400 subscribers. So, over the course of 2020, we gained, like, what is that? We basically, math, come on, stay with me, but we almost, like, 10 times the amount of subscriber I have. That's not grammar at all, but you know what? It gets the point across. Anyways, I really want to thank you guys so much for this. Like, doing YouTube has been my dream for, like, 5 years now, and just now that it's, like, really coming together and getting into motion, it's so cool, and it's all possible because of you guys. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And to, like, and just overall, to kind of, I don't know, to repay, like, to try and show my gratitude, I really want to be honest with you guys. Now, I don't want that to take the wrong connotation, because it's not like I've ever been dishonest with you guys, but, I don't know, it just sounds, the best way to phrase it is that I do want to be honest, though. And I know this isn't really the most creative video style, like, at all. I'm going to be sitting with a still frame of my Animal Crossing character sitting on this stool in front of a starry sky while I talk about some things. That's basically what I came up with. And I wanted to do something more. I wanted to, like, draw some stuff and, like, have one of those kind of, like, well, I don't know, storytime animatic things that you've seen on the internet before. But the reason I can't do that is one of the things we're going to be talking about today. Basically, I mean, this last year, overall, just 2020 in general, has been crazy for everyone. Mine was just weird in general, because at the start of it, as you know, as quarantine hit, and all of a sudden you had all this time on your hands. I mean, my time was still weird, but I also just realized the scope of how much I could do, just how much I accomplished, and that was both the greatest thing that ever happened and the worst. See, basically, it got me thinking about and wanting to do some of these really big ideas, but at the worst time, because it was 2020. Things were haywire, doing things was haywire, mental health was haywire, and my time was somehow the most haywire of them all. I'm going to talk about my time in a more general sense later, but for now, I want to talk about my time over, like, really just the past month. See, about a month ago in December, as, like, the whole, like, Christmas season took off and, like, winter break started and whatnot, I found myself with just a snig more time than usual, and so I decided, hey, you know what I want to do? I want to try and post more. Mostly, this was because I'm going to be honest, it was because there's a bunch of games I wanted to get through. Of course, I wanted to get more content to you guys, but there were a bunch of different games I wanted to play. So I decided, here, I'll try to post every day rather than every other day. And to my surprise, I have actually kept that out for about a month now. The problem is that doing that is really hard. Basically, every day I am, and okay, this may not seem hard to some people. Some people may laugh at me and be like, "You think that's bad?" But and it's probably not as bad as it sounds. But overall, and I'll explain. Just mostly, it's not. It really probably isn't that bad, and it's just part of the. It's more internal of why it becomes hard. But basically, every day I have to sit down for like an hour to 2 hours and record. Then I have to go for like even more that time. Like over like I couldn't. Some edits are easier than others, some are, but like basically that time plus. I wouldn't say it's like 2 times that time, but about the time, more time that it takes me to record, I spent editing. Then this is the easiest part. I have to go to YouTube and upload it and give it a description, tags, and a thumbnail and whatnot. And that takes some time too. And overall, it is just a lot of work, and it is quite time consuming. Mind you, it's really fun. And I really did enjoy doing that, and I really, really want to keep doing it. But there are some problems with it. First off, once the Christmas break ended, I still tried to keep up that once-a-day schedule, while, like, a bunch of other things came back into my life that I had to do. And so overall, my time was gone. It was just, like, it was very hard. It was, like, I don't know. It was just, like, keeping that up was just like I was constantly having to focus on something, and overall that took a strain. But it got worse. See, here's the thing. Basically over the last year, as I've been saying, like, my views and my subscribers and everything just shot up. It just went really well, and it's been great. However, there was one really good period what I'm going to call the December rush. This is basically just when, what I'm guessing it is a bunch of people have more free time since it's like Christmas break. And also a bunch of people, a bunch of like companies are looking to advertise and so like, and get content on YouTube. So overall, YouTube just does really well during this period. At least that's my theory. I could be totally wrong, but that meant that my channel did really well as well. Basically, like, views shot up. Like, I was on a steady increase of views. Like, in that time, like, my views peaked. Like, from, like, the previous best record in November, like, I had double that in December. The problem is that once that Christmas season ends, and once those advertisers have nothing to advertise for, everything just kind of falls down, or what I'm going to call the January crush. Basically, my YouTube statistics have just been shown in the red. Like, all views are down, watch time is down, and like whatever the minimal amount of ad revenue that I got is down. And overall, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, really. It's just like it's still increasing from where like it was in November, but because it shot in December, it looks like it looks like it's been a decline since it went down. And overall, that was just not helping. I'm gonna be honest, like, I try not to let, like, all the statistics get to me. Like, I know that there are, like, if I actually played the YouTube algorithms, I could get a lot more views and subscribers that I wanted. But I like doing what I like to do. However, this was a moment that tested this. As I watched these statistics go down, this was before I realized what was happening. I was scared and also just sad. I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better? What can I do to improve? Again, there was really nothing wrong, but it just hurt. It just hurt, man. And so basically, I'm putting all this time into YouTube, and it seems like the results have somehow gotten worse. Like, I'm trying to put more effort into YouTube, and like, and for some reason, it's doing worse. And so that sort of, it hit me hard, but mostly because of one thing. See, I've been trying to improve my time management and all this stuff, and just using my time more efficiently over like this past, I don't know, I'd say 6-month period for one reason specifically, and that's because I have a new project that I want to take up. I want to be clear, this is not something that I want to replace YouTube. YouTube is still like the thing that I love so much and that I would never give up. However, this is something that I want to try and do in addition to this, and this is to make a game. When all that stuff was going on, when I realized, wow, I have time, I can do things, I had an idea. I had an idea for a game. And it's just been developing over like the past, well, that was almost a year ago. It's been developing the past 9 months. And for all those 9 months, it's been stuck in my head, and it has been hurting me. It has been begging me. It has been just pounding on the inside of my brain saying, hey, make me, make me, make me, make me. If any of you remember, like any more long-term watchers of my channel, if you remember back in like, I think it was August of last year, I posted a bunch of like videos called Guys I Made a Thing. Those are where my attempts at game making. I was following some tutorials, and so I'd post like progress things, mostly just for fun. And so like that was my first like attempt into that. However, once things got started again in like the fall, and you know things went back to normal, it was no longer summer, I ran out of time, so I couldn't do that anymore. So basically, I was really making no progress on this game, and it was just sitting there, stewing and hurting me in the back of my head for months. Then came Christmas again. Yeah, we're back to this period. I decided to try and take some things up again. I had more time. It was Christmas break. So I just tried to just do some simple stuff. I tried to like do some pixel art, do some music, stuff like that. Whatever I can work on. Because remind you, let's think about what all a game needs. First of all, it needs programming. I am not a good programmer. I have those 2 weeks of experience, and maybe like 2 weeks before, like just back in my days, like sometimes I'd pick up some like programming things. I have that much programming experience. They also need art. I am not a great artist. It also takes music and sound effects. And I'll get back to that one in a second. It also takes design. There's, I don't know, marketing, a bunch of other things that I'm too lazy to top off. But basically, making a game is a big deal. And like, I have to admit, I'm not like looking to make like a AAA title. This is going to be like an indie game or something like that. I'd love to describe more of it. I'll get more into that as well. Oh gosh, there's a lot of things I have to get into. Basically, it's a big progress, and I have almost no skills. See, as I was trying this, I started to realize this more, because I have done like art and like thumbnails and like some pixel art in the past, but as I was doing more, I realized just how much I had to learn and how much I had to do. And music, like, I do post like a fair amount of music. I do music for Terraria Empires and just some like sort of single song, and also a lot of music that doesn't get released on my channel because I don't know, I'll start something and I won't finish it. But also, I'm not that good at it. Like, I'm still learning a lot. Like, I picked up music writing in April. That was like the first time I done it. It's only been like What? Oh, come on, Animal Crossing, please work with me. I have no idea. I've not played this game in months. But I mean, since I picked up music writing, I really haven't done that much. Like maybe every week or something, I've like tried to actually practice it, but I haven't really developed that much. And I'm really glad for all the people who have given me support about it. Like they've said, no, these sound like your songs sound really cool, and I do mean that. But I also, from a writing perspective, I understand that those are not like all perfect. Like, oh, okay, look, I shouldn't expect them to be perfect, but like, also, I can just tell they're not super good, and they need a lot of work. So overall, I just realized, oh crap, over this time, I just realized, oh no, I really need to work on some like skills and stuff. But then, here's the real kicker: to work on things, you need time. And here we are back to the problem. I was editing a bunch during this time. I was recording a bunch. I was stretching my time thin. And so overall, I just didn't have as much time to work on these skills. It was getting annoying. That was during the break. That was during, like, the break. So when I went back into real life, then it got even worse. To give you guys, like, just a daily rundown of my life, mostly, like, I spend, like, the first like large chunk of it on like a normal day, like not on a weekend, on like a weekday, I spend most of my time like just doing normal life things, and at the end of the day I go and I do YouTube stuff, and that takes me about until the end, and that's where all my time goes. However, it gets worse because I am the most distracted and most suckily, I don't know how you'd say it, time management person on the planet. To put this in numbers, basically normal days, like weekdays would go like this. My time is divided like this. 70% of it is that a shooting star. As you can see from that whole exchange, I'm very easily distracted. So the numbers of my life would be like 70% of my time goes to normal life stuff, like the things I just have to do. I don't feel like getting into the specifics of that. You can imagine just anything like work is basically that. Then 15% of my time is spent actually working. So this is either doing YouTube or spending minimal time on this game stuff. And then 15%, like basically the equivalent to how much time I spent working, is just me getting distracted. Me goofing off, just not like going and watching YouTube, going and doing something else, just not being able to focus on something. But on weekends, it's almost worse because I only spend like 30% of my time on life stuff, which is better. I just have less to do on the weekends. But I only spend 30% of my time working and 40% of my time being distracted. So you can just understand how I'm just like, first, this is my problem. I just suck at time managing my time. I just do. I try to work hard, but I'm very easily distracted, and so I'm like trying to do all this stuff. I'm barely managing to like just manage all this YouTube stuff, and I'm trying to do this game stuff on top of it, and it's really not working. I'm just like all this is colliding at once, and this is why I wanted to talk about this, because this is just stuff I've realized over this past month. Is that just it did not help. Like the YouTube stuff, like I was doing more work. But like everything, but I was basically getting less out of it. I mean, at least so my statistics taught me. And so it was just everything was going down, and I just felt bad and just like, what am I doing wrong? What can I not do? And really, it's just stuff I have to work through. I'm not gonna figure out how to be the perfect worker in a day. That's just not something you do. Unfortunately, though, also just feeling bad about the whole situation made the situation worse. This is an escalating problem. So basically, if I did end up mustering like some time up to actually work on some stuff, then I'd be so exhausted and just drained that like I really couldn't even I couldn't even like do it. So my remedy for that was, okay, here, let me try to get motivated. I'll like watch some videos on game design and like story writing and stuff like that, and I'll get motivated. And it worked. It did work. It worked too well. I would get super excited about all this stuff. I'd be like, wow, there's so many ideas, and my head would be full, and I couldn't focus again. It was just a very poisonous and not good cycle of just me not, and okay, and by the way, when I say it was, this is still going on. I still haven't figured it out. It's been getting better, but I still haven't figured it out. It's just been a poisonous cycle of me, like, just trying to figure things out, trying to find time to work on this, trying to also upkeep my YouTube channel, trying to keep my life in balance as well, and none of it is working. However, I want to say just one thing that has really helped me out, and it is you guys. Again, this is why I wanted to do this for the Days on Subscribe. You guys have helped me so much. Every time every time anyone subscribes, every time someone's left a comment, like the video, just watch the video, just done anything that supports my channel, it's just so nice. It makes me feel really motivated. It really just like, I see that, I'm like, people do like what I create. I can do that. Even if it's hard, it's worth it in the end. People are enjoying it. Even if it's just one person. Even if it's just one person. Someone out there is enjoying it. And that is what really helps me. So what I want you to ask is please stick with me. And I'll reiterate this again later. But please, I know I'm a wreck. And I'm not that great of a content creator. And there's still so much that I need to figure out. But please stick with me. I don't want to force you into anything, of course. But if you can, just drop by for the videos, drop by for updates, give me some comments if you want it. Just any bit of encouragement that you give me means like the world to me. It means more than I can express. However, I do want to provide something in return, and so overall, I've tried to come up with some solutions for just fixing this problem I have. So here, let's just go down the list of various things I can do. First of all, I need to get better at music and art. There's like, those are the two big ones so far. Programming is a whole other sort of, it's just a whole other thing that I'm going to get into later, and actually, but I'm not gonna focus on that as much yet. So what I want to do is actually just sort of try and incorporate music and art into my videos, and I've thought of several ways to do that, and one of them is just sort of just making more stuff, like just producing more music and just doing more art. Again, here's the thing, not much time, gotta figure out around that, but I could do like, I could do like release an album on my channel. I mean, that'd take a lot of music writing, and I'm not that confident again, but hey, it's practice, and that's what matters. I could try music videos, which would combine both the music and the art. I could do a bunch of other things to just, to just combine those two. However, it doesn't even just have to be limited to YouTube. I've also been considering just a few other things. First of all, one thing I've always wanted to do, because I thought it would be fun, is just try making like a webtoon, like a web comic or something, and just posting it out there. Again, I think you could, that mostly be art, but I think you can also put music on webcomics, so hey, I could do that too. So overall, I'm still debating all that stuff, but please let me know if you actually like those things, if you like me to try music videos, or just like big release sections of music in the form of an album or a webcomic. If you like any of those things, please tell me. However, I did want to have one other idea, and this might work the best out of like all of those in terms of ways to like sort of just practice these like game design principles while still being able to focus on YouTube, and that's actually just making videos on game design. I could just talk about different concepts about like how to make a game, more like the conceptual design, like rather than this is how you program, more like something more fun, like this is how you make a game interesting, this is how you captivate it, this is how you should try and stylize the world. Again, I'm not an expert, but actually the thing is, the best way to learn is to teach. Like literally, like if you can teach someone to do something, that is the best way to learn. Because I can't go into the exact psychology of it, because you have to be like competent enough or understand it enough to like be able to present the information to another person. So it really helps you learn. One other thing I could do in addition to that is make devlogs, and basically what that is as I'm making the game, I could make progress update. I could make progress updates and just like show the general things I've been working on, art, music, anything else. So if you guys would be interested in either like the game making videos or the devlogs, please tell me, because those are the ones that excite me the most. However, again, this really, it's just a matter of time. I'm basically talking about adding work. Now, I'm adding work in a constructive way that also sort of like benefits my YouTube channel. So it's better, I guess, but still, like, time is still a problem. So I've been thinking about one thing. Although I really do like to post like 7 and not exactly heavily edited videos. Like, I wouldn't call my videos like top-notch editing or whatever, but they do take time and effort. Overall, like, the best thing to do would be if I could get an editor. Like, I could get someone to help out with editing. But first of all, that's someone you have to pay. That's someone you have to pay. I make not a lot of money off of YouTube, and also I do not deserve an editor. Like, maybe eventually, like, it would be nice to get someone to help out with, like, making the videos and, like, editing them and whatnot. That way I could focus on more of this, like, abstract project stuff. But also, at my current state where I can't even, like, manage myself into getting things to do, I do not deserve in any way an editor. So here's the thing. When you have too much to do and not enough time to do it, you have to knock something off. And that's the unfortunate truth. Like, there's also just working harder and working smarter and stuff like that. And I'm going to try doing the same. But sometimes you just have to, like, balance or, like, knock some things off. So what I might do, instead of posting 7 videos a week, I might post, like, 6 videos a week. And instead, like, take that one extra day to focus on these other things. Like, just put YouTube out of my mind, which really sucks, because I don't want to do that. Like, I really enjoy making videos, but again, like, like only like a month ago, I was still only doing like a video every 2 days if I even was that proficient at it. So it's still an increase. So overall, again, I know that kind of sucks because I think I hope at least a bunch of people have been liking me posting more. I really do hope. I hope there's not just a bunch of people annoyed with me me putting my voice on the internet more. But I really hope that is just something that people are enjoying. And although it would suck to take it down, that could also mean, well, one, I'm focusing on like some other things. I'm balancing out my life more. And also, it could mean I could focus on like some more heavily, like, I don't know, some just bigger videos. Because mostly, I record, I edit a thing, it's always just gameplay footage. I never do anything outside of that pattern. Those videos that I was talking about making, like the music videos, anything with like the albums and stuff like that, or just anything else like that, any other like bigger YouTube content, would take more time. So if I had that extra day to work on it, it could actually work out better. But again, I really want your guys' feedback on this because again, you run this channel. I post the dumb videos, you make this happen, and so I really want your feedback on all this. However, the main thing that I need to do is something, unfortunately, that you guys can't help with. I just need to get better at managing my time. Again, I just want to say this. This is nothing that anybody else can fix. This is my problem. I suck at time management. That's my thing. I just do. And overall, I just have to learn to correct it. But again, there's going to be a lot of turmoil. There's going to be a lot of me, like, just struggling, failing, just not doing well. And it's going to take, I have no idea how long, of just struggling and failing and struggling and failing and struggling and failing until I make any progress. It is going to be a very slow process. And that's why I want to say again, please stick with me. It's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask. Hey, can you please stay here on this flaming train wreck that is my work life? But I beg you, like, I'll try. I really do. This is why I'm asking you guys about all this stuff, and this is why I'm being honest about it. I want to make sure I'm like giving you guys the best. If you're going to deal with me, I want it to be as good for you guys as possible. I want to try and post what you guys want, and also doing what I want to do as well. But just giving you whatever I can, since yeah, I'm basically asking you to sit on a train that's going down a steep hill and off the rails. Anyway though, guys, thank you for watching. I know this is the weirdest video I've probably ever made, and also one of the most open videos where I've just literally just said a bunch of stuff on my mind. Like, overall, I really, one of the reasons I don't always like to bring up like this whole game project I have, first of all, it's not very well worked on. Like, I haven't actually done all that much with it yet. Like, I've been working on like some pixel art and some music for it, but there's still a long ways to go. And also, I really haven't been able to put that much work into it. And so when I say I'm going to make a game, it feels like I'm really not actually doing it. Like, I'm creating like these false promises. However, my hope with this is, one, well, sort of just to raise awareness, but also to hold myself to this. I have told you guys, and now I need to deliver. I have said I'm going to do something, and I need to follow through with it. But that's getting really sidetracked. This is just a really weird video where I was just open about a lot of things, like, just out of nowhere. And I'm sorry that I couldn't give you more warning. Hopefully the title is enough to just, like, sort of signify that, no, this was not going to be a normal video. But I wanted to be honest with you guys. If you guys are going to be here with this journey, I wanted to tell you guys what was going on and just overall, like, thoughts within my head. And most of all, I really wanted to get feedback on you guys. If you like any of the ideas that I presented in this thing, please tell me. I would love to enact them, whatever guys you think, or whatever you guys, whatever ideas you think is best. Because again, this whole thing revolves around you. You guys are what have gotten me to 3,000 subscribers, and everywhere else to 1,000 subscribers to 1 subscriber, just to however many views I have now. It is all because of you guys, and you have my undying gratitude because of that. I know that's not the most exciting thing. Like, you can't hold my undying gratitude in your hand, but I really hope that you guys know and understand just how much you mean to me. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this episode, do subscribe, do like, comment, do share, and I'll see you guys all in the next video and wherever else I end up going. Squid cat out.